Alright, hello. This is my, I don't know what to call this honestly, post-debate prediction review. I don't know if that's the right word, but we're going to give it a try. Basically, I'm going to go over how my prediction went, basically, for the debate, which just happened yesterday. And I am glad to inform myself that I think I was actually pretty close. A lot of the things that I said was going to happen did happen, and a lot of the repercussions that happened because of those things also occurred. So let's talk about what I got right, let's talk about what I got wrong, and let's see if we can learn a little bit when we try to think about the next debate. So let's see how that goes. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the three main things I predicted. So the thing one was I knew Joe Biden's strategy, and really that wasn't a stretch to predict that he was going to act the way he did, which he ended up doing, of course. He was very reserved, very policy-driven, and just tried to be very friendly all around. Of course, he did, constantly get interrupted, and he tried to interrupt Trump sometimes, but overall, he was the one who was more politician-like, I would say, and most people did agree with that. But the first thing that, I'll run over all three of them really quickly. The first thing was the strategy Trump was going to pick, and I said there was two options for him. The first one was he was just going to go in guns blazing, no filter, 2016 Trump, no problem. And that's the one I said he'd be more likely to, because that's what his campaign's been doing. Another one was the more reserved Trump, who, in my opinion, I said thought would do a lot better against Biden because, as I explained in the video, the way he's going to be not breaking into that stereotype, which so many people dislike him for. So yeah, the first prediction was how Trump would act. The second prediction was how it would play off Biden's way of acting. And the third one was how it's going to affect the polls, basically, and who's going to come out on top. So, to start off with, I was correct. Trump came out absolutely crazy. He went even higher than I expected. I thought he was going to come out and be like, oh yeah, you're a socialist or whatever. He went absolutely nuts. He just constantly interrupted. He was loud. He at the very for the first 2 minutes, I was thinking maybe when he's talking about Supreme Court justice, I was like, wow, he's actually kind of taking this one slow. But after the first 5 minutes, he just went full throttle and basically went kind of nuclear. And he went after Biden on law and order and Antifa and just talking about crazy Bernie and how he's being controlled. Biden's being controlled by the left. And I think the one that was the biggest for me that I seriously don't understand how more people are not talking about is this one, where Trump, as Joe Biden is talking about the military, which Trump was, I believe it was Joe Biden talking about Trump, how Trump called the people in the military these rude names. I don't remember what it was specifically. A few months ago, I believe, Joe Biden's talking about his son, who died as he's passed away, and Donald Trump just interrupts him and attacks his other son on claims out of this world where he got money from Russia and stuff, and maybe I guess some people on Trump's side be like, but it's real, but it's there's very, even if I'm not saying it is or is not real, but either way, the claims on it are so the sources are very bad, all undisclosed stuff. And I'm not even talking, I shouldn't even be mentioning the actual substance of how Trump attacked him, but the very fact that how disrespectful that is. He went nuts on just having absolutely no filter. And of course, how did I predict this would play out? Or how did I predict this would come together? And so I think I got that part fairly close. I said in my video that I think it's not going to work for Trump because when you are doing this strategy, when you're being the aggressor, you're perfectly playing into that stereotype of the reason people don't like you. And he absolutely did. He absolutely was the exact representation of what many people who are on the fence about Donald Trump don't like about him. That's exactly what they're thinking. And they're like, yep, exactly what I thought Trump would do. And guess what? I said, or I'll go into the story on by the Hill in just a second, but I said this isn't going to work for Trump because when Biden's out there looking very politician-like, people are going to be like, I'm obviously seeing through the fact that Trump is insane. This is exactly what I thought of him, and he is going to, it's not going to come out well for Trump. And guess what? I think this story is exactly what I said would happen. Undecided voters called Trump bully and Biden better than expected after the debate. Exactly what I said about how choosing this strategy from Trump would backfire on him. Because Joe Biden isn't Clinton. You can do this against Clinton and get away with it because, like I said, she is not relatable. She's not, she's competent, but she's very, you don't like her. Biden, it's kind of, you have a bit of an emotional resonance towards him, I believe. And when Trump goes that aggressive, he is portrayed in, most people's subconscious as the aggressor in the situation. And, of course, as he's talking, Biden held his own. And like I said in the video, people are going to come out of it thinking, Biden actually did better than I expected. And guess what it says right here in this article. So I think this is my favorite article that I think corresponded the best with all of my prediction for the debate. So I was very happy to see that. Final thing is I said because of either of Trump's strategies, it's going to lead to it damaging Trump. And that kind of happened. Right here, I have Forbes up. I'm not really sure if they're the greatest source or whatever on this thing, but I'm just going to take it as one example. And overall, neither Biden or Trump did very well. But as it says right here, 6 in 10 voters said Biden won. So obviously some sort of positive. And I didn't think it'd be a huge spike or anything. But you have to remember, it's all about just Biden. He doesn't have to win. He just has to stay where he is, keep things mundane, keep pushing Trump into the stereotype which everyone considers him to be in, not letting him escape this little hole kind of which doesn't allow him to get above 42% or whatever, and he's going to win the election. And yeah, he did that. I'm not sure if it was purposeful or what, but he did it pretty perfectly. And I think the big number was down here. They like to say 57% was the big number, but like I said in my video, America is so polarized. That number should be higher, in my opinion, the percentage of people who said the debate did not affect their choice for president. I actually would have expected this to be higher. But in any case, the big two numbers, in my opinion, is 32%. 32%, so they became more likely to cast their ballot for Joe Biden, while 11% said the same about Trump. Looks like I was right again. And I don't want to sound like, oh, I got everything right, but I'm actually kind of happy about this because, like I said, I'm not a political pundit or anything. I just was like, I think this is what's going to go down, and it seemed to actually happen. So now this is giving me a little bit of faith for the next few debates and the election. So maybe I'll keep up my streak. Anyways, so yeah, that's what happened. Now, of course, I didn't get everything right. For example, I really didn't consider the moderator at all, and the moderator Chris Wallace played a big role in shaping this debate, and I think I also kind of overestimated Biden's ability to stay composed. I think at points he did kind of take the bait when Trump was being really provocative towards him. He did kind of seem unprofessional sometimes, and of course many people came out of the debate thinking, oh, that's complete chaos, and neither of the candidates did well at all. In my prediction, I said I thought people would more come out a little bit more net Biden, so I was a little bit too bullish towards Biden, but still, he did come out above Trump, and I think that's great. And so for the next debate, we got to consider similar aspects, but also we have to consider what did these candidates and their teams know coming out of this one. And I will talk about it more in my actual debate 2 prediction, which I guess will be in about 2 weeks from now. But you clearly see this strategy not working for Trump. So in my opinion, and this isn't my official prediction right now, but Trump's going to dial it back and go to the other strategy I talked about in my first video to hopefully have a bit of damage control. And that is when he's going to be putting all the money back into these states which he's withdrawn funding from. So he's really got to like be careful and make sure that this debate hits home. Really get Biden maybe overconfident after this debate, although I don't think that'll happen. Biden's not really that kind of guy. But yeah, that's kind of all just really off the top of my head speculation, and we'll have to see. But for now, that was kind of my prediction recap, so to speak, and it seemed to work out, and hopefully I'll predict the vice presidential one soon, probably in the coming days. I don't know. I don't honestly know too much about Kamala Harris and Mike Pence, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, thanks for watching this video. I doubt anyone will, but I will hopefully see you soon. Goodbye.